Many in the medical fraternity are calling it a welcome and much needed move. What is it? The Karnataka Health Department has issued a directive that simplifies the process for terminally ill patients to die with dignity. This follows a 2023 Supreme Court ruling. After Kerala, Karnataka has become the second state to implement this directive. But what does this mean for patients, families, and doctors? Can we let go of our dear ones? Sometimes terminally ill people are in no position to decide when their life sustaining treatment can be withdrawn. So, this new directive gives clear legal and medical guidelines for doctors and hospitals to take a call. It's expected to make it easier for families and doctors to navigate difficult end of life decisions. It will also ensure that patients have a dignified passing. Dr. Dominic Benjamin, a senior consultant and HOD of geriatric medicine at Bangalore Baptist Hospital, says to die with dignity is an intrinsic right.
It's very important that we sort of understand and treat patients with dignity. And it's good that Karnataka is taking the lead in implementing the Supreme Court judgment to treat people with dignity. Supreme Court judgment is telling us this. Now, when a person goes into a certain medical conditions, they lose their dignity. They may lose their dignity. What is that? When somebody is in a persistent vegetative state, when a person cannot make a decision, he's cognitively impaired, he lost all his mental faculties, okay, then he cannot make a decision. Then either the family should make a decision or the medical fraternity should make a decision that nature is getting better of us, he's not getting any better, okay, and we are giving treatment that's not going to get him better. So we need to preserve the human dignity. Dignity is the respect that you and me have as intrinsic to being a human. So that's what this judgment says.
The Supreme Court's ruling also introduces a crucial concept, the Advanced Medical Directive or Living Will. This allows individuals to pre record their medical preferences in case they lose consciousness or become unable to make decisions. How does the new process simplify the difficult decision of withdrawing life support?
So, the Karnataka government's direction follows the Supreme Court's judgment in 2023, where five judges relaxed some of the guidelines for passive euthanasia. So, firstly, what they did was in the two medical boards that need to certify an advanced medical directive is necessary, they reduced the age and experience. They reduced the experience that the doctors required. Earlier it was 20 years, now it's only 5 years. And they also said that preferably both boards must give in their decisions within 48 hours. And the other big thing that the 2023 guidelines do is also reduce the involvement of the district magistrate. Earlier, the Advanced Medical Directive had to be signed in the presence of a district magistrate, but now they can be signed before a notary or a gazetted officer. Also, earlier the second medical board had to comprise the chief medical officer of the district, but now the chief medical officer can nominate other people to form the second board. So this is how they've sort of relaxed some of the cumbersome guidelines that existed prior.
Also, the order makes it easier for the district health officer not to go hunting for a doctor for the secondary medical board. Instead, he or she can nominate an existing medical panel to certify that a patient can be removed from life support.
So, what the government has done, a wonderful thing it has done, is that in the case of the secondary medical board, you can call any doctor that is already empaneled in the Transplantation or the Brain Dead Act. So, though technically speaking, the DHO is involved, you do not need to go again and again and again and again and asking whom to do that. You have already got a panel of doctors from which you can call anybody. Any doctor who's on the panel for certifying brain dead, that person is automatically recognized and nominated by the district health officer to be part of the secondary medical board.
Previously, the process required several permissions. It often delayed the decision and prolonged the suffering of patients and their families. Not to mention the costs. Now, the decision is more structured and efficient. According to Dr. Simha, Karnataka has gone a step ahead of Kerala by making it even simpler for hospitals and doctors to follow the Supreme Court ruling.
Only state so far in this country which has come out with this order. Okay, now there have been talk about other states. Whatever order that the Kerala government has come out recently with does not, it gives the name of designated government doctors. It is absolutely stupid to expect that a poor government doctor or functionary in the government health system will have enough time to come, and that it is a wonderful precedent. And I hope that that will expedite the process of other states coming out with, with a similar good order.
The Supreme Court ruling and Karnataka's decision should trigger an important national conversation. How do we, as individuals and families, want to be treated if we are terminally ill? Families and doctors must openly discuss the patient's wishes before they reach a critical stage. A terminally ill person must have control over their medical choices to ensure they die with dignity. But Dr. Benjamin says talking about death is still seen as a taboo in India. He points out that it is critical for patients to convey what they want earlier on before it becomes too late.
I hope it triggers conversations, discussions within the family, among the children, and also makes patients to reflect, what is it I want? See, what has happened over the last couple of decades is that everybody thinks that they should all go take all the options that medical advances gives you. I don't need to choose about it. And also they think dying in ICU is a normal way of dying. Dying in hospital has become a norm. It was not the case. Tell me who wants to die in ICU? I want to die in the warmth of my home. I hope this conversation will lead to people talking about it when they are compos mentis, number one, when they're clear in their head what they want to do, and they'll articulate the desire. Now, one of the ways, see, talking about death and dying in this part of the world, in this culture, is not accepted. I always tell my patients, family members, say that, look, when you go to a funeral of somebody, ask this question, Dad and Mom, if this comes to pass, what do you want me to do? Give us some guidance. I'm not telling that I wish you to die, but if this comes to things, it happened to Mr. Uncle X or Auntie Y, she had to go on a ventilator. Would you want that to happen? What are the things that you want us to know about it? So it'll help us to make a judgment. So you're not second guessing.
A living will ensures that patients retain autonomy over their medical treatment, even if they are unable to communicate their wishes. However, the final legal framework for the living will in Karnataka is still pending. The government needs to lay out clear guidelines on its implementation. The next step is to create awareness about the living will and to make the legal process accessible to all. More importantly, we need to shed the taboo around the D word and get talking about end of life decision.